Live from ABC7, this is Eyewitness News at 7 p.m. on LA56.
Wind whips through a parking lot at the Rose Bowl, sending canopies flying and injuring several people.
Much of Southern California looks like a winter wonderland, snow blanketing the area as we get ready to ring in the new year.
Tomorrow's Rose Parade just might be a record setter. We check in with some parade goers getting ready to spend the night out in the cold. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jory Rand in for David Ono.
And I'm Colleen Sullivan. Welcome to Eyewitness News on LA56, LA's only live local newscast at 7 p.m.
We begin the hour with breaking news out of South LA, where firefighters right now are battling a fire on the 6,000 block of South Broadway Street. This is a live look from Air 7. The Los Angeles firefighters rescued up to 4 people from that burning building. And you can see firefighters on top of that business. It is Fernando's Upholstery next door to a karate shop. And you can see flames are still burning through the window here in the night at 7 o'clock. We have video from just a short time ago. Two victims were taken to a hospital. There is one right there, a small boy being held in the arms of a firefighter before he was put on a gurney, wheeled to an ambulance, and taken to a hospital. But it looks like he was conscious and alert. No word on the condition of 4 patients who were taken. But one of those is the small boy. We know there is also an adult man who was standing near that small child. No word yet on the cause of the fire. We will continue to follow this story and bring you any updates as information becomes available.
A dramatic end to 2014 for Southern California as far as the weather is concerned. The latest storm system brought us violent wind, snow, even in unusual places, and bitter cold. Jonathan Novak is standing by with the conditions we can expect for the new year. But first, let's go to Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell live in Pasadena, where powerful winds caused some big problems at the Rose Bowl. Amy?
Colleen, there were hundreds of people in and around the Rose Bowl Fan Fest area this afternoon when those winds tore through with so much force. Some people thought it was a tornado. Officials are calling it a freak wind event. People scream and run for cover as tents and other debris suddenly start flying through the air. The ferocious winds tore through the area where workers were busy setting up for the Rose Bowl Fan Fest. Renee Miller says it was terrifying.
The tornado just came through there and we saw it coming, and I just, got my mom up and said, we need to get in the car. And by the time we got her, it knocked her down, and we're on the ground and just watching things fly up over us, and it was over. And then you just see it kept going through the parking lot. It was crazy.
All of a sudden the wind came up and this little twister came right through there. All these canopies just started flying every direction. Gary
Knudsen, who works for a company called AdSport, picked up his phone and shot this incredible video as the vicious winds headed in the direction of his tent.
It started to kind of move towards us, and some of the smaller tents just went airborne. Yeah, just the power of this thing to lift the inflatable so high in the air and twist and turn. And I can only imagine what folks in Oklahoma must witness and experience. I mean, just frightening.
The dangerous winds blasted the Pasadena area around 2 this afternoon. Another eyewitness sent us this video.
We experienced a very erratic wind event around 2 p.m. this afternoon. We had some easy ups that were tossed around. As a result, we had 4 minor injuries. They were all employees that were working in the area at the time.
The winds are calm here tonight, and again, given the number of people around this area when this rare wind event happened this afternoon, officials say it's remarkable that there were no more injuries. Reporting live in Pasadena, Amy Powell, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Amy, thank you very much. Wind, just one of several unusual occurrences here in Southern California over the last 24 hours. Let's turn things over to Jonathan Novak, who's got a first check of our forecast. Jonathan.
Just missed Christmas, but hey, we had snow to finish off the year, and quite a bit at some spots. Some of the totals from today: 11 inches at Snow Valley, 8 inches Wrightwood and Big Bear, 2 to 3 from Pine Mountain Club to Mount Baldy. Even saw 14 Palomar Mountain. And we look at the live Mega Doppler 7000 HD. We just wrapped up. That is dry right now. Some precipitation that was lingering over Big Bear. The snow is done for this round, and the temperatures are the next thing we focus on. Look at some of the numbers right now. 14 Big Bear, 21 Wrightwood, 35 Palmdale. Tonight's lows are going to be bottoming out around 4 Big Bear, for a morning low. 39 Huntington Beach and Redondo Beach. So even at the coast, temperatures tonight getting very chilly. Below 20 up in the Antelope Valley. So because of the very cold weather, we have freeze warnings, we have frost advisories, and we have hard freeze warnings for tonight. I will tell you, though, it will warm up in that forecast sooner than later. Details ahead in your 7-day forecast on that.
All right, Jonathan, looking forward to the warm-up.
Yep.
The Inland Empire was not left out of this extreme winter weather. Snow fell at lower elevations, making a beautiful winter wonderland if you didn't have to drive in it. Eyewitness News Inland Empire reporter Leticia Juarez gives us a look at the snow in Temecula.
This morning, people in Temecula didn't have to go far to enjoy the snow.
This is insane. Never thought that I'd be 5 minutes away from all this snow.
We have to drive up to Big Bear. It's pretty much the closest place to get snow, so being right here in Rainbow is really nice.
Snow-covered hillsides became sled runs, and everywhere you looked, there was a snowman to be found or a snowball fight underway. The sites had many marveling at the rare winter landscape.
I've been living out here for 14 years, and this is only the second time it's snowed out here. And everyone is just fanatic about the whole situation.
But the snow did come with its share of problems. In Murrieta, this tree buckled under the weight of the snow blanket. In the Duluth area, Edison crews were working to restore the power. Icy conditions caused several accidents.
I'm from New England. I grew up driving in this mess, but nobody out here has a clue. So just slow down and be careful out there.
And it wasn't just in Temecula. Early morning snowfall created dangerous conditions along Interstate 15. Some drivers decided to exit the highway and wait it out.
We're sleeping, sliding all the freeway. We try to move between other cars. Thanks God we come to this exit. We get out from the freeway and we park in here.
And right behind me, just another example of just how forceful the snow was. The tree there buckling under the weight of the snow. Now, the snow here not expected to last too long, so if you want to get out here and enjoy it, you better do it soon. Reporting in the Duluth area near Temecula, Leticia Juarez, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
And you've been snapping pictures and recording video of how the winter blast is affecting your area. This is a look at some of those images you've shared with us using the hashtag ABC7Eyewitness. If you have pictures or video you'd like to share, post it on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram using the hashtag ABC7Eyewitness. You can also upload them on the free ABC7 app.
A reminder, this weather can be dangerous as well. 2 people are dead on Catalina Island after the storm generated strong winds and powerful waves in Avalon Harbor. One of the victims was a Harbor Patrol officer, the other a man on a houseboat. Eyewitness News reporter Greg Lee has the story.
2 reefs formed a small memorial in Avalon after 2 men died when destructive winds hit Catalina Island last night. Those winds whipping through the harbor, causing several boats to break loose and come ashore. Some collided with the beach, others the seawall, destroying them and leaving piles of debris everywhere.
The harbor does an excellent job of keeping everything secure. This was just a storm of the magnitude we haven't seen.
Eyewitness John Etheridge sent us these photos. He watched as Harbor Patrol officers went boat to boat, rescuing people from the dangerous waves.
They worked tirelessly into the night in very dangerous conditions.
The Sheriff's Department says a Harbor Patrol officer was trying to save a boat when it crashed into the seawall, pinning him against a rock and killing him.
It was the worst thing I've ever seen. You know, a guy out there trying to help, servant of the community.
The news reached the officer's ex-mother-in-law, Jennifer Morris, this morning. She was already planning a trip to Avalon for the new year.
I couldn't believe it at first. Being here now is making it harder. It's all become a reality.
This morning, deputies found another body in the water. They believe the man is the owner of a houseboat who got caught in the storm.
Unclear as to whether the force of the waves and the pitching of the boat caused him to fall off his boat, or if he voluntarily abandoned his boat.
Officials began to clean up the debris this afternoon, while this tight-knit community prepared to start the new year in mourning.
For them to experience a loss like this, it's gonna take a toll. It's gonna be a heartbreaker.
Greg Lee, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
People in Pasadena are bundling up any way they can as they get ready for tomorrow's Rose Parade. It could be the coldest Rose Parade ever. Eyewitness News reporter Rob Hayes hit the parade route talking to some of the early arrivals.
The sunny skies may look toasty, but that's the deception of this year's Rose Parade route.
Hand warmers, it's going to be cold tonight and tomorrow morning. Get your hand warmers.
Cold temperatures possibly setting a Rose Parade record and spurring emergency officials to issue parade-goer warnings.
We're strongly encouraging people to dress in a significant amount of layers.
Countless people will be camping out tonight, staking their claim along the parade route.
You picked like the coldest Rose Parade ever.
Yeah, we didn't know that beforehand.
But Sabrina Goodman and her crew will be camping in this empty Colorado Boulevard storefront owned by her grandmother and complete with a well-scrubbed bathroom is their nice warm home through the end of the big parade.
When the property's vacant, we come out and camp, and we set up tents inside. We've been doing
cheating, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but no, it's bargaining.
Others, unable to bargain, are forced to brave the elements, but not everyone is suffering.
Most people here are freezing right now. You seem to be basking.
Yes, I'm going to tan, doing my vitamin D.
And hopefully Kamala Ryan and her family won't be getting frostbite while camping out tonight. But don't be too shocked. The Ryans are from
Anchorage, Alaska. We brought our summer clothes. We brought some hoodies and some sleeping bags, and we'll be fine.
Now, the coldest Rose Parade on record, that was back in 1952. It was 32 degrees, literally freezing. There's a good chance our overnight temperatures tonight can break that record. In Pasadena, Rob Hayes, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
And if you don't want to brave the near freezing temperatures, don't worry. You can watch the entire Rose Parade on ABC7 and on the Watch ABC app. It all starts tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
It's already 2015 in other parts of the world. Still ahead, a look at some of those celebrations. Looking for something fun to do tonight? How about being a part of the biggest party in all of Los Angeles for free? I'm Alex Michelson. Coming up, details in a live report.
Plus, how will you be getting your New Year's Eve party? We're going to lay out all the options on how to get there.
And it's time for Times Square. I'm George Pinocchio, and tonight's Hollywood Wrap. We head to the East Coast to hear what Jenny McCarthy and Ryan Seacrest are saying about tonight's New Year's Rockin' Eve. Next.
The new year is less than 2 hours away on the East Coast. Here's a live look at Times Square in New York City, which is already completely full. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, New Year's Eve celebrations in the country, with 1 million people expected to pack the streets of Midtown Manhattan to watch that famous ball drop.
And the big New Year's Eve bash is officially underway at Grand Park in downtown LA.
Some 50,000 people are expected there despite the very cold weather and some big changes. Eyewitness News reporter Alex Michelson is live at the celebration with what's on tap for tonight. Alex.
Jory, Colleen, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody at home. Welcome to a chilly Grand Park for the celebration that just officially got underway within the last few minutes. As you look up behind me, the party here is just getting started. Two sides of LA City Hall are being lit up with spectacular 3D displays all evening. They'll feature the countdown to midnight.
And this year what you're going to see is this beautiful narrative about LA and shining the light on this amazing county that we have and spaces all around here.
Last year was the first time Grand Park had ever hosted a free New Year's Eve celebration. This year's programming director says there are major differences this year.
Last year at 9 o'clock we showed the New York countdown, but we got a lot of feedback from Angelinos who said, we don't need it, we're ready to have our own.
The event is also 3 times as big this year, 84 acres, with room for 50,000 people. There are 3 concert stages, a food area, and free metro rides from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. The city hopes this becomes a proud tradition for families.
LA is its own thing. LA is an amazing, creative, vibrant, huge city, so it's important that we have this opportunity to come and look forward to the future together.
And there's a live look at the biggest clock in Los Angeles tonight. So one way that they are keeping this party family friendly is it is dry. That means no alcohol, leave the champagne at home. Or you have the option, if you want to drink responsibly at home, you can watch us here live at 11 o'clock tonight and toast Jory and Colleen. Reporting live from downtown Los Angeles, Alex Michelson, ABC7.
Alex, we're going to be toasting you too.
Yeah, we'll be watching.
Yes. Happy New Year, Alex. See you later
on.
Well, you know, Alex was last night in Running Springs freezing. Now he's at Grand Park.
Yeah, like a 6-hour drive to get up there. Slept on the news-struck floor. It's back here.
Such a hard worker.
And now he's out in the cold.
Yeah, at least he's having fun. He's having a fun time at the party, which we're working. Yeah. Jonathan, you're talking about how cold it's going to be if you are going out to that big party. Bundle up.
Bundle up and then bundle up some more. And then after you do that,
layers.
And then bundle up some more. Yeah, temperature is going to be in the mountains, 0 to 5 degrees in the mountains. Now we're not seeing that widespread, but of course around Big Bear you got to see that. 78-mile-an-hour winds, Malibu Hills, and that is why we saw pictures like this. Thank you to Deb for sending this. Sorry you had to, but this is a tree that got uprooted from the extremely gusty conditions in that area. Wow. Live Megadoppler 7000 HD showing you right now we are dry. Any precipitation, rain, snow, what have you is off to the east as you head toward Vegas, down toward Needles, and south of that toward Lake Havasu. So we're dry this evening. We are going to stay dry through the extended forecast. We are looking at cold weather, and then we're looking at warm weather. In the meantime, just to top off today, the last 24 hours, not much of a rainmaker. It was mainly a snowmaker this last system as expected, but a little over 3/10 of an inch in Pasadena and Redondo Beach and downtown LA. Culver City saw just over a quarter, and 14/100 at Dana Point for the rainfall totals. Chilly tonight. Wow, look at that. Wrightwood's at 21. You wish you were at 41. 21 in Wrightwood. Big Bear's at 14, 30 in Victorville, 51 Long Beach, and 50 in Santa Monica. It's a chilly evening because of the cold weather. We have freeze warnings in place here, with the light blue is indicating. This is a frost advisory that's in effect for the Orange County coastal areas, as well as up here toward Oxnard, Ventura County coast. And then the same spots that have been seeing some issues over the last week with the hard freezes, the inland areas of Ventura County where we have those wind-sheltered valleys, that's where you got to watch out for another hard freeze tonight. This is that big storm system that rolled through. And now off to the east, you see that circulation. That's that area of low pressure. And around it, we saw those winds just gusting big time as it made its way down south and now off to the east of our area tonight. So lows this evening are looking like this. As a result, it heads out of the way. The winds calm down. The skies are clear. And we lose any of the little heat that we have today. 4 overnight in Big Bear, 8 in Wrightwood, and even below 40 at the coast. 38 tomorrow morning in Los Angeles. A cold start to your 2015. Wow. Can you believe that? And then highs tomorrow, barely getting up to 60 in L.A. Here's that 7-day forecast for L.A. Metro and Orange County, powered up by AccuWeather. 62 Friday, 65 Saturday, and there you go. What do you think, guys? 70s? Back? Yeah, we're finally back into the 70s next week by Sunday, so a pretty good weekend overall as we head into Saturday and Sunday. Valleys, IE, same for you, but get a couple of days of very cold weather. Freezing in the morning, 58 for a high tomorrow, 60s for a couple of days, and then you're into the 70s. You got a few days next week. Lucky 7s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The beach, 58 for a high tomorrow after a low of 39. 59 for a high on Friday, and you're finally into the 60s again for the weekend. Let's check out the mountains. You know you got it rough tomorrow morning. 4 for a low, 29 for a high, 30s for highs on Friday, and then you're finally back in the 40s and 50s after that, and the high desert's looking cold for tomorrow, and then we get back in the 50s and 60s from Friday on. More weather coming up in a few minutes. Back to you guys with the guest.
Okay,
and
Jonathan.
Happy New Year, by the way.
Same to you.
Thanks.
Tonight's Hollywood Wrap is taking us to New York City.
And that's where an annual tradition is taking place. Here's George Pinocchio to tell us more about it.
Most of us probably watched this show as kids and as adults too. Ryan Seacrest and Jenny McCarthy are in Times Square to bring you a rockin' good time tonight. They're back again on ABC this year, hosting another Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve.
This Waterford crystal ball is the centerpiece of New Year's Eve in Times Square. Millions will be watching as this 11,875-pound ball drops, signifying the beginning of 2015. And an estimated 1 million people are actually expected to be in Times Square as the clock strikes 12. Among them, Ryan Seacrest and Jenny McCarthy, who watched the show when the late Dick Clark used to host it.
I always wanted to come down here and hang out as somebody that watched it, so to be able to be right under it, next to it, is pretty fun.
And I remember watching it and thinking, oh my gosh, New York City looks amazing. I wonder if I'd be there someday. And then the fact that I'm co-hosting kind of blows my mind.
Police by the thousands will be monitoring the Times Square crowd, with another 100 people monitoring all the cameras set up in the vicinity. And 2 others happy to be in the middle of all the madness.
It takes making it look easy. Because if you're comfortable and having fun, then so are people at home.
When you are at home, if you can't be here, and most people can't, you feel like you are.
You just won't feel the cold. Tonight in New York City, it's expected to be 27 degrees.
You can't feel your mouth move after a while, your fingers are frozen, but it's worth it every year, isn't it?
You kind of forget about all of that when you're in the moment, right? And then afterwards you realize how cold and how long you were out there freezing.
Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest begins tonight at 8 o'clock on ABC7. Among the musical performers, Taylor Swift, Idina Menzel, Florida Georgia Line, and Magic. There's a break at 11 o'clock for Eyewitness News, and then the New Year's fun continues at 11:30. It is a long, long night in New York City.
That's not a break. That's part of the party at 11 o'clock over on ABC7.
Fair enough.
My goodness. All right, George.
Thanks,
Thank
George.
you.
Here's something you're going to want to listen to. Still ahead, how to ease your New Year's Day hangover.
And I think this is something else you want to listen to.
I think so.
Go ahead. Give someone a midnight kiss. It could be good for your health.
And getting around on New Year's Eve, why it could cost you more to catch a ride tonight. As we get ready to close 2014, researchers offer some hopeful news in the fight against cancer. The latest data shows more people are now surviving. The American Cancer Society reports a 22% drop in cancer mortality in the last 20 years, meaning more than 1.5 million cancer deaths were averted. Drops in lung cancer, breast cancer, prostate, and colon cancer deaths are driving the decline. In 2015, researchers estimate about 1,700,000 new cancer cases and still nearly 600,000 cancer deaths in the U.S.
It's always fun to party on New Year's Eve, but beware of the New Year's Day hangover. I think a lot of people know what I'm talking about there. Experts say the best way to fight a hangover is hydration. Besides water or a sports drink to replace electrolytes, try a glass of coconut water. Low levels of B6 vitamins intensify hangover, so eat B6-rich foods like salmon, lean turkey, chicken, or pistachios. Eggs are also a good choice to help your body process alcohol.
So is sparkling cider instead of champagne.
Oh, yeah, that would be very good. But there's no fun in that, Jory. If you're planning a New Year's Eve kiss, new research finds it's not only good for your love life, but it's also good for your health. We know kissing transfers cold germs, but Dutch researchers say it can also give you something else, a stronger immune system. During a 10-second kiss, scientists say couples exchange microbes that help build healthy gut bacteria, which increase your resistance to disease. Other studies show kissing can also help increase oxytocin levels, the feel-good hormone, as well as reduce levels of cortisol, the stress hormone.
Just make sure you're kissing someone, the right person, someone who's willing to kiss you back. Because while you might get those gut health benefits, you might wind up with a handprint on your cheek. All right, we are updating the evening's top stories at 7:30.
High winds topple several trees in La Crescenta, including this one that crashed into this house. I'm Robert Olguin. We'll have more on this story straight ahead.
Plus, they are not your average drum corps. We're going to introduce you to the great group of kids chosen to entertain spectators at the Rose Parade.
Live from ABC7, this is Eyewitness News at 7:30 p.m. on LA56.
Our top story at 7:30, firefighters respond in large numbers to battle a blaze tonight in South Los Angeles. I'm Colleen Sullivan.
I'm Jory Rand in for David Ono. This is Eyewitness News on LA56, LA's only live local newscast at 7 p.m. The fire broke out at an upholstery business on the 6,000 block of South Broadway Street. Firefighters rescued 4 people from the burning building, including a toddler and another child. They were taken to the hospital and are listed in fair condition after suffering smoke inhalation. It took crews about 30 minutes to put out the blaze. The cause of that fire is still unknown.
Strong winds turned several tents into flying projectiles at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, injuring 4 people. Eyewitness Gary Knudsen captured this video. It shows as several gusts lift some of the tents with metal posts up into the air and then across a field. Onlookers screamed and ran to get out of the way. Those hurt suffered only minor injuries and were treated by paramedics on the scene. One went to the hospital to get checked for finger injuries. The tents were part of a fan fest being set up for tomorrow's game.
And the big story of the day, the cold weather. Right now, cleanup is underway after strong winds raked across the La Crescenta area. Eyewitness News reporter Robert Olguin has more on the extreme winter weather causing a big chill.
Workers use chainsaws to clear a path through a labyrinth of broken branches as they attempt to remove this giant pine tree from the living room of this house in La Crescenta.
We knew something was going on when we heard a big crash.
Stephanie Rodriguez lives next door to the home that was damaged by the tree. It happened last night at about 10 o'clock on the 4900 block of Ramsdale.
We thought it was probably a power surge or what have you. Instead, I look outside and see the tree totally missing.
Fortunately, no one was home when the tree came down and no one was injured.
They were at a friend's house at a party.
A few blocks away, a toppled pine tree slammed right into this parked car. Again, no one was hurt, but the car is a total loss.
There wasn't a big crushing sound. The wind was blowing so hard.
Steve Kelly lives across the street. He was one of the approximately 1,200 residents in La Crescenta who lost power as a result of the storm.
You could hear things banging around and flying through the air, and then yeah, it was pretty bad.
This morning, SoCal Edison crews were working to repair downed power lines. The National Weather Service says wind gusts were clocked at 40 to 50 miles per hour.
It was as bad as I've ever seen.
The high winds are not expected to stick around, but the bone-chilling conditions will.
It is going to be very cold.
Pam Weber works at Armstrong Nursery. She says residents need to protect their plants tonight.
The main thing is to cover up things that are sensitive, and you can even use sheets if you don't have a frost blanket, or a box to fit over things like succulents, things like that.
The high winds that caused this kind of damage are not expected to return tonight, but that freeze warning remains in effect through New Year's Day. Reporting from La Crescenta, Robert Olguin, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
And we're still dealing with some very cold temperatures outside right now. Let's check back in with meteorologist Jonathan Novak. Jonathan?
Frigid air, Colleen. Folks, tonight the snow, the rain is done. It's off to the east of us, and some of the totals were really quite a bit of snow. Places like Snow Valley, Big Bear, Wrightwood got 8 to 11 inches. Fantastic. Mount Baldy, 3 inches reported, and the Pine Mountain Club, 2. I even saw a couple places over 11 inches, so good stuff for you in the mountains. Temperatures, though, in the meantime, are going to be very, very cold. 14 right now in Big Bear. You're getting down to about 4 degrees tonight. There is a hard freeze watch. In the mountains, we have a freeze warning. That's where the light blue is here. That's what this purple is here. That is actually a hard freeze warning for portions of Ventura County and the wind-sheltered valley. So temperatures right here are your overnight lows. 8 in Wrightwood, 4 in Big Bear, below 40 at the coast, 29 Santa Clarita, Los Angeles. You're going to bottom out tomorrow morning around 38 degrees, but we have a warm-up in store in the 7-day forecast. Details on that in your full 7-day in a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you then, Jonathan. Thank you. In the mountains, skiers and snowboarders are excited about all the fresh powder, but the ride up there, not so easy. Eyewitness News reporter Sid Garcia is in Big Bear, where it's shaping up to be a busy New Year's holiday.
Getting up to the ski areas isn't easy. Chains are required. A long line of cars along Highway 18, all chaining up for the long, slow drive up the mountain.
We thought it would be a quick ride up there, but now it's been like 2 hours, so it's been great.
We're going to make the most of today. It's going to take a while to get up there, but, you know, it's going to be worth it.
The people able to drive up this morning and this afternoon, they're the lucky ones. Overnight, dozens were trapped in their cars, stuck in the snow and ice. Many had to be rescued, leaving their vehicles behind. Luckily, there were no reports of any injuries. Skiers and snowboarders at Bear Mountain say the hours-long drive to get up here to enjoy all of this was worth it.
4 hours coming from the beach to here. I mean, to see the ocean yesterday and to come here with all this snow, it's fantastic. It's a California dream.
I mean, so far it's just been really amazing compared to the season we've had the last couple of years. We are already have more terrain open at both Big Bear resorts than we ever did last year, to give you an idea.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was very cold. At times it was a little bit windy, but not that bad, really. But really light powder snow. It was great.
Big Bear Village is bustling with visitors. That means it's going to be a great New Year's weekend for area businesses.
I think for the mountain as a whole, for Big Bear, it's great. Great for the economy, great for the ski resorts and the hotels, and hopefully for the restaurants and small shop owners like us.
Now remember, chains are required, and you're going to have them to get up the mountain. At the 2,000-foot level is where you're going to have to put them on. And remember, it is a slow drive. It took us nearly 5 hours from our studios in Glendale to get here to Big Bear. Sid Garcia, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
From the snow to the cold, you can stay on top of the weather no matter where you are. Just download the ABC7 Mega Doppler Weather app. You can also get weather alerts, live radar, the forecast, and much, much more. And it's all free. It's available in the App Store or Google Play.
Are you planning on using a ride-sharing service to get home safe tonight after your New Year's celebration? Well, you may end up paying a lot more than usual. Smartphone apps like Lyft and Uber have gained in popularity. But during peak travel times, their fares go up like fireworks. Uber even released a statement warning LA area customers that the price for a ride at 2 a.m. New Year's Day will surge to over $100. Lyft calls it prime time.
Prime time exists basically as an incentive to get people out on the road. I mean, when people know that it's going to be a higher percentage of prime time, then they'll be like, all right, I might as well drive these few hours.
We're going to get a taxi, definitely drinking. We're actually going to get some more liquor and start now.
Please get a taxi. If you use the Flywheel app to order a taxi cab for tonight only, your ride will cost you $10. And even better, from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m., you can ride metro buses, subways, and rail for free.
A local drum corps will be at the Rose Parade entertaining spectators viewing the float. As
Eyewitness News reporter Leo Stallworth tells us, they were specifically selected by Tournament of Roses officials.
The Wilson Middle School Drum Corps in Pasadena is a proud bunch of kids. What does it mean for you to be part of this and to be here?
It means everything to me. It means a lot to me. I mean, just meeting new friends and playing the drum.
The Drum Corps was selected by Tournament of Roses officials to entertain spectators who were near the Rose Bowl to view the beautiful floats.
I was nervous at first, but when I get used to it, I was getting better.
I like that once we all play together with the different drums, it sounds really well.
And they do not only play well, these kids rock.
It's really fun being out here, playing for a lot of people.
This junior high school has had a drum corps since 1983, and after all these years, take a look at them, folks. They just keep getting better and better. Hats off to these kids.
We're a ragtag group of performers, and we have our drums from about the past 20 years or more, and our uniforms that we found in the attic of the school are from the 40s or 50s. They love the uniforms, right? Yeah.
You guys are liars.
They
Drum director Marvin Hatchett says he was part of his college marching band and is now giving back to these kids.
The love of working with the kids, and an honor from God to give me my talents back to them.
Leo Stallworth, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
And the floats for the Rose Parade continue on their nearly 20-mile journey from Irwindale to Pasadena. It is a slow trek, giving a lot of people a chance to get a sneak peek of the floats. It's the parade before the parade. And at one point, one of those floats broke a caster, was stuck in an intersection, but it was quickly fixed by the folks at Fiesta Floats. The official parade will roll down Colorado Boulevard bright and early tomorrow morning. And you can watch the entire Rose Parade on ABC7 and the Watch ABC app. It all starts tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
And still ahead, we reveal our picks for the top 7 animals of 2014.
Yeah, these are fun, and they're so good that a bear riding a sea-doo and a surfing goat didn't even make our list.
'15 is the year of the sheep on the Chinese calendar, but before we get to that, let's take a look back at the most remarkable animals of 2014.
Let's. It has been quite a year for animal stories here at Eyewitness News, and now as determined by our panel of experts, and they are experts, the best of the best. Number 7, and certainly the scariest. Who can forget the white monocled cobra on the loose, striking fear into the heart of the Thousand Oaks community and 1,000 other people out there. After 3 tense days, it was captured and now lives its days at the San Diego Zoo.
Number 6, most enterprising, the Colorado bear who helped himself to a restaurant dumpster. The bear was a massive hit and won the Eyewitness News Best Bear Contest, which we all know some stiff competition in that department. And there was also
is not happy.
No, and there was also a story going around the internet that he later returned the dumpster. Turned out that was doctored video made to run in reverse.
Of course it was. Bears don't put back dumpsters. Number 5, closest call. California Chrome had a shot to become the first Triple Crown winner in 36 years. Unfortunately, he came up short at the end, but he did win a whole lot of fans.
And Joy, I might need help with this one. Number 4, the most liked and shared, the chupacabra of San Antonio, Texas. Well, the possible chupacabra. I don't think so. It may be the mythical blood-sucking, and then it may just be a raccoon or a dog or some sort of hybrid animal.
It's not a dog.
Hybrid
Dogs don't
animal.
like that.
I don't know. In any case, Eyewitness News viewers, they responded. This story got more than 38,000 likes and more than 80,000 shares on our Facebook page.
What a bear. We got to get a DNA test on that thing.
I know.
Number 3, cuddliest in a landslide. The baby sea otter found severely malnourished. I can't make it through those pictures off the California coast. She was rescued and taken to an aquarium where she's gaining weight now, getting stronger, but is just as cute as ever. Oh, my.
And as someone who grew up with a police dog, I love this one. Number 2, most inspirational, Bruno, the Anaheim police dog. Bruno was shot in the line of duty and credited with saving the lives of his human partner and 2 other police officers. It was touch and go for a while, but after surgery and a long hospitalization, Bruno pulled through and is now enjoying a well-deserved retirement.
And another lifesaver, our number 1 animal of 2014, the unlikeliest hero, Tara, the Bakersfield cat, who chased off a pit bull who was trying to attack, who had already attacked a 4-year-old boy right there, her 4-year-old boy. Tara went on to try to throw out the first pitch at a local baseball game, and earlier this month served as Grand Marshal of the Bakersfield Christmas Parade. What a year for Tara
and for
all those animals.
Animal lovers, there were so many. We could have had a much longer list. They were great. Lots of great animals. Thanks for always sharing them with us. Still ahead, a warm-up on the way. Jonathan has a complete forecast next.
Plus, just shy of 2015, can the Clippers say goodbye to 2014 with a thrashing of the Knicks? The answer later in sports.
The new year well underway in Australia. Sydney is one of the first big cities to ring in the new year, and there's always a big crowd. About 1.5 million revelers fill Sydney Harbour this New Year's for the celebration.
Doesn't look too cold there, does it?
No, it's their summertime.
It is summer
wonderful there.
It is definitely winter here right now. Let's turn things over to Jonathan Novak.
You're good. You know your stuff. All right. Hey, these are lenticular clouds, folks. This is from earlier today. This is like a wave cloud, basically. When you get these strong winds riding up and over some of the peaks, you get these clouds like that form and basically stand there as the winds continue to pass over that area. Also, today, on top of the winds, we had the snow, of course. Here was a nice shot from Julia in Temecula. Okay, some places saw upwards of 8 inches of snow. Not in Temecula. You saw a few, but not that much. Most of the snow was around the mountains from Big Bear And over toward Wrightwood. Now it's basically contained toward Vegas. We are very dry and looking to stay dry through the rest of the forecast, but very cold for the first half of the forecast, including tonight, of course. 57 was our high this afternoon in downtown. I mean, it is going to be a chilly night, my friends. 14 in Big Bear right now. In fact, I just saw some areas around Big Bear have dropped to 10 already. 23 Wrightwood, 47 Van Nuys, and 50 at the coast in Santa Monica. So it is a cold night ahead. Freeze warnings abound. Even a hard freeze watch as you head up toward Victorville, and then as you head over to the Ojai area, the inland valleys that are wind sheltered have a hard freeze warning. So once again, you got to watch out for that as a problem tonight. The satellite imagery, watch this. You see that north flow right there? This is very dry air, and the winds have backed off. You have dry air, you have clear skies. It allows any heat that we had today at all to escape very efficiently. And so we end up cooling off to, well, 4 in Big Bear, 8 in Wrightwood, teens in the Antelope Valley, 29 Santa Clarita, and highs tomorrow only getting up to about 60 in Los Angeles, not even getting to 60 at the coast, 45 Lancaster. Okay, 7-day forecast, LA Metro and Orange County powered up by AccuWeather. It's not going to stay like this for too long. A couple of days of temperatures in the 30s for lows, 60s for highs, and then we're into the 70s from Sunday on. Happy New Year, everybody. We got the snow and the rain and everything, and the wind especially out of here just in time. Thank goodness. Valleys, IE, tomorrow's very cold in the morning. In fact, the next 3 mornings will be in the 30s to start you off. 50s for highs tomorrow, 60s for Friday and Saturday. You're back into the 70s from Sunday on. Beaches looking good for Sunday, I would say Saturday on really, but a couple of days of very cold weather. 39 for low tomorrow, 58 for high. That's very cold for you guys. Head into the mountains, yeah. 4 tomorrow morning, 29 for a high, 11 for a low on Friday, 37 for high. It's going to be very cold next few days until you get into Sunday. The high desert view as well, 19 for low tomorrow, 45 for high. You're back into the 60s starting on Sunday, heading into the rest of the forecast, and no rain or no snow from this point on, at least in the next 7 days. That's it for me. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year to you.
Thank you very much.
How about some sports now with today's matinee against the lowly Knicks? The Clippers wrapped up a stretch of 15 games in just 28 days. Nice way to end your 2014. Next game won't come until next year. All right, that'll be on Saturday. But New Year's Eve turned into a 3-point party for J.J. Redick versus Derek Fisher's Knicks. The former Duke Blue Devil firing from all over the place. 3 of his 4 threes came in the opening moments of the game. He had a team-high 20. Clips lead early. Lob City also open for business. Blake feeds DeAndre Jordan. Griffin tied a career high with 11 assists today. Clips by 10 at the half. And how's this for an encore? DJ with the 180 one-handed throwdown. That's filthy. Clippers beat the Knicks 99-78. The lowly Sixers are up next. To the Ice and Honda Center, where there were plenty of Ducks in the box to start the third period. Ducks nearly killed off a 5-on-3 power play until Joe Pavelski beats Frederick Anderson, who had lost his stick. San Jose goes on to blank the Ducks 3-0. Weeks ago, TCU was booted out of the national title implication game. Today, revenge came in a beatdown on SEC power Ole Miss. Second offensive play of the game is a trick play, and it works. Aaron Green brings it in for the touchdown. Ole Miss quarterback Bo Wallace just had no chance. Watch this. Pass from in the end zone to the end zone. That would be a pick six. TCU destroys Ole Miss 42-3. They win the Peach Bowl. Meantime, bowl season far from over. Here is your New Year's Day football guide. First on the schedule, the Citrus Bowl over on ABC7 and the Watch ABC app. And don't forget, you can catch both semifinal games in the first ever college football playoff on ESPN and also the Watch ESPN app on New Year's Day. Oregon, Florida State in the Rose Bowl at 2. Alabama, Ohio State in the Sugar Bowl at 5:30. Then January 12th, the winners of those 2 games will square off in the national championship in Arlington, Texas. That game also on ESPN and the Watch ESPN app, and that is sports.
And more news straight ahead here at 7:30 and ahead tonight on Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7. Bringing in the new year, LA style, SoCal's biggest party will be in LA's Grand Park. That's where tens of thousands of Angelinos will be counting down to 2015. Your ticket to the big party right here at 11. Plus, the new app that can tell if you have the flu. Those stories and all the late-breaking news on Southern California's #1 late newscast. Eyewitness News at 11 on ABC7.
We'll be right back.
covering Oxnard, Long Beach, Corona, and all of Southern California. This is Eyewitness News.
Hey, we just can't get enough of the great snow pictures you've been sending us with the hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness. So here now, a look at some of the latest images from our circle of eyewitnesses.
We have gotten some fantastic images. Our circle of eyewitnesses helped us cover the low snow across Southern California. Many of you, like Robert Iverson, who shot this snow falling in Temecula this morning, sent us pictures or video using the hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness. BHE Photos sent us this video using the ABC7 app. A winter wonderland in Temecula. Huge flakes falling in the backyard. The snow looking like powdered sugar in Murrieta. Thanks to Luis Benitez for shooting this video and posting it on Instagram using the hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness.
Go ahead.
And take a look at this. It's titled Fluffy Snow in Big Bear from Craig Duncan featuring Sharon Bruckert. You guys are even getting fancy. Thanks for the slow-mo. We even had some fun with Eyewitness News viewer Sarah on our morning show. The morning team questioning whether her hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness pictures really showed a foot of snow at her house in Murrieta. Sarah got right on it with an answer.
Danny Romero does not think we have a foot of snow in this car in Murrieta. He may be right. Find out. Ready? Here it is. I don't want to hit the surf rack. This is a problem in California. Hitting the surfer. Oh, he's right. It's only 11 inches.
So thank you, Shannon, for this shot of Temecula and everyone using hashtag ABC7 Eyewitness, and welcome to the circle.
And thank you for joining us here on Eyewitness News at 7:30 on LA56. Law and Order SVU is next.
And Eyewitness News continues at 11 p.m. on ABC7 and anytime on ABC7.com. Have a great evening. Happy New Year. Be very safe.
We'll see you at 11.
This is ABC7 Weather.
Happy New Year, everybody. Well, that snowy storm system is out of here along with the winds. And as it pulls away, we see winds calming. We see skies clear. And that means cold weather in the morning time with that clear, dry air over us. We're seeing temperatures bottom out around 4 in the mountains, in the teens in the Antelope Valley. And then for highs today, barely getting to 60 in Los Angeles. You're not going to get to 60 at the coast. It doesn't look like it. I'm going with 58 Huntington Beach, 59 Dana Point, 54 in the IE around Beaumont to 55 San Bernardino. And again, Big Bear, you're going to be cold in the morning, 30 for a high. That 70 forecast for LA Metro and Orange County, powered up by AccuWeather. Here you go. Happy New Year. It's going to be a cold one to start it off for a couple of days, and then we get back into the 70s. Finally, yeah, some warm weather once again by Sunday on. Valleys, IE, 32 to start you off, 58 today, 35 tomorrow morning, and 60 for a high. And then we're finally back into the 70s. Look at that, next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 77, all 3 days for high temperatures. The beaches, 2 days in the 50s for highs, and then into the 60s for 2 days, and into the 70s for 3. So no rain, no snow in the forecast. The mountains looking for very frigid weather. Temperatures today bottoming out around 0 to 5 degrees in the morning, 29 for a high, 37 for a high tomorrow. How about that? And then the high desert getting in on that cold stuff too. 19 for a low, 45 today for a high, into the 50s for 2 days before you hit 60 again on Sunday.